There's something you might be doing every night, without realizing, that's slowly damaging your brain. It's not a rare illness. It's not your age. It's a habit. A simple bedtime routine that feels normal, even helpful. But behind that routine, a silent process that speeds up memory loss in elderly people, weakens brain repair, and quietly mimics the early stages of Alzheimer's. In this video, you'll discover 5 common behaviors that may be sabotaging your brain while you sleep, and what to do instead. Each of these habits interferes with the brain's natural rhythm. They affect how memories are formed, how toxins are cleared, and how you wake up the next day, clear or confused. If you've noticed elderly confusion, brain fog, or signs of cognitive decline in yourself or someone you love, this could be the missing link. We'll cover how screens, stress, certain foods, and even sleep aids are affecting your hippocampus, and what doctors now warn seniors to avoid at night. So if you're over 60 or care for someone who is, stay with me. This isn't about fear, it's about clarity. Because the difference between fading and remembering may come down to what you do in the final hour before bed. Let's expose the truth, starting with something that seems harmless: your screen. Screen exposure before sleep. The blue light trap. Maria liked to check her phone one last time before bed. Messages from her kids, a recipe video, maybe a quick glance at tomorrow's weather. But here's the problem. That soft glow from her screen isn't as harmless as it looks. Blue light tells the brain it's still daytime, and that message delays the natural release of melatonin. Without enough melatonin, the brain struggles to enter deep sleep, the very stage that protects it from brain fog, elderly confusion, and even memory loss in elderly adults. Most people don't connect screen time with cognitive damage, but in seniors, this link becomes dangerously real. The hippocampus, the brain's memory center, depends on uninterrupted rest to process the day's experiences. But when artificial light keeps it alert, it skips vital restoration. That's when aging brain symptoms begin to show up. Forgetfulness, slower thinking, mental fatigue. And Maria, she just wanted to fall asleep, not silently trigger memory decline. The fix isn't to throw away your devices, it's to outsmart them. For Maria, this meant turning on night mode by 7 p.m. and switching to printed books before bed. A simple change, yes, but one that gave her back something priceless: restful sleep and clearer mornings. But there's still another silent nighttime habit, just as common and far more deceptive, that's sabotaging brain health after 60. Heavy meals late at night. Digestive stress on the brain. Carlos noticed something strange when visiting his mother one evening. She'd just finished a heavy dinner: rice, meat, fried plantains, and dessert. By bedtime, she was restless, tossing, her mind racing. What he didn't realize is that eating large or greasy meals at night forces the body to prioritize digestion over brain recovery. And when the body's energy is down in the stomach, the brain misses out on critical restoration. That's how mental decline after 60 often begins. Not with age, but with habits like this. Deep sleep is when the brain sorts, stores, and strengthens memories, like filing papers in the right drawers. But a full stomach delays this process. Instead of reaching deep sleep quickly, seniors stay in lighter stages longer, waking groggy and unfocused. Over time, this subtle imbalance becomes a serious pattern of cognitive decline, leaving the aging brain tired, foggy, and more vulnerable to memory loss in elderly people. Maria never linked her late-night dinners with her forgetfulness. Until now. The solution: shift the main meal to lunchtime or early evening. For Maria, it was as simple as enjoying a hearty lunch and switching to a light soup or oatmeal by 6 p.m. That alone improved her sleep and morning clarity. But just when she thought she was doing everything right, another nightly habit, something that's even marketed as safe, began silently affecting her memory. Using over-the-counter sleep aids, the hidden cognitive cost. Maria once thought melatonin was harmless. "It's natural," she said, "just a little help to fall asleep." But no one told her that chronic use, especially when combined with antihistamines like diphenhydramine or herbal teas labeled as calming, could actually contribute to early Alzheimer's symptoms. Over time, these so-called helpers may interfere with the brain's chemical balance and slow down neural connections, worsening supplements and memory loss without her even noticing. For seniors, the risks multiply. What starts as occasional use can become a nightly dependency. And here's the trap. The deeper the dependency, the more likely these substances cause dangerous side effects, from daytime confusion to long-term brain fog. These aren't just bad bedtime habits for seniors. They're silent accelerators of aging brain symptoms, often filled with toxic ingredients in supplements not designed for long-term use in older adults. Instead of relying on pills or powders, Maria began using natural wind-down techniques. Chamomile foot soaks, 10 minutes of journaling, and soft music with dim lights. Within 2 weeks, her sleep improved. No pills required. But even with her supplements out of the way, she hadn't realized how much her evening emotions were still affecting her mind. Overthinking and stressful conversations at night. Maria thought she was just processing the day when she lay in bed replaying a disagreement with her daughter. But what she didn't know is that overthinking, especially before sleep, spikes cortisol, the stress hormone. And when cortisol stays high at night, the brain can't shift into restoration mode. That's when brain fog sets in, and over time, it feeds into senior memory decline and even cognitive decline, especially after 60. For older adults, stress doesn't just weigh on the heart, it weighs on memory. Emotional tension blocks the brain from reaching deep sleep, the very phase that helps flush toxins and restore neural connections. Seniors like Maria often wake feeling exhausted, not because they didn't sleep enough, but because their brain didn't get to repair itself. The result: more elderly confusion, slower thinking, and the kind of memory loss in elderly people that feels like it came out of nowhere. That's why Maria began a new routine. No serious conversations after 8 p.m., a gratitude list instead of mental rumination, and breathing exercises before bed. Her brain thanked her with calmer nights. But there was still one silent enemy hiding in her bedroom, a seemingly harmless habit that continued to disrupt her sleep and chip away at her memory. Sleeping with the light or TV on. Silent damage to memory centers. Maria used to fall asleep with the TV humming softly in the background. "It helps me relax," she'd say, never suspecting the real cost. But studies now show that light exposure, even dim or from a screen, can block the deepest stages of sleep, the very ones the brain needs to clear out waste and prevent early Alzheimer's. This disruption doesn't just cause grogginess. It contributes directly to how Alzheimer's starts and slowly progresses in older adults. The brain operates on rhythm, and when light invades the bedroom, it confuses that rhythm. That's when dementia signs start to appear more frequently, like forgetting common words or missing appointments. Seniors sleeping with the light or TV on don't just rest less. They lose out on the brain's nightly cleaning crew, essential for memory consolidation and neural repair. For someone like Maria, these aging brain symptoms were a wake-up call she didn't see coming. She made a few changes: blackout curtains, a simple alarm clock instead of the glowing digital kind, and a rule: no TV in the bedroom. Within weeks, she noticed a difference. But the damage had already whispered its warning. And now, more than ever, she needed to understand the full picture of what not to do before bed. She stood by the bedroom light switch last night, hand hovering, uncertain. The TV still murmured in the background. The phone buzzed on the nightstand. And for the first time, she paused. Not out of habit, but awareness. Because now she knew, even small choices before bed could shape how her brain works tomorrow. How clearly she thinks, how much she remembers, how long she stays independent. So let me ask you, what's still lighting up your bedroom and silently dimming your memory? Is it the soft glow of a screen, the leftover worry from a tense conversation, or a harmless supplement that no one warned you about? Memory isn't just data. It's the name of your first teacher, the smell of your father's cologne, the sound of your granddaughter's laugh. That's what's at stake, not just clarity, but identity. If this video opened your eyes, share it with your mom, your dad, or someone who still thinks a pill or a TV is the answer. And subscribe to this channel, not just for tips, but for truth. The kind of truth that helps you protect what matters most: your mind, your dignity, and the memories that make you, you.